Hello, Dr. Yerby here. This week we want to get started and complete our first set of labs related to Module 2, Ethical Hacking Fundamentals. So you will click into here, launch your labs. I think I already have mine launched. Let me see if I can find them. Okay. Once they launch, it may take a minute. You should have this. If you find that you have an error that says cannot boot, then your VM, your Windows 10 VM did not boot correctly. Okay, so try to do a restart. If that doesn't work, try to use a different browser. If that doesn't work, then contact technical support to see if they're having some sort of outage. But this is what it should look like. Okay, then to begin, you'll have your instructions over to the right. Let me see, I'm trying to get back. And you'll essentially just follow them step by step. So I'll get started and I've already done several of these, so I'm trying to get back to a place. Okay, so first you'll log in. And I like to use these check marks. Sometimes I remember to do it, sometimes I don't. But I would encourage you to use these. It helps you keep track of where you're at. All right, so if I wanted to log in, they do use some weird terminology. They call the lightning bolt, they call that the thunder icon. So it's a little confusing. But you would press Control-Alt-Delete, and then that would allow you to send the Control-Alt-Delete commands to the computer. You would be able to log in. You'll see the password is here. It's $A $$W0RD. Okay, and then you'll log in. You'll go open Firefox. Right, so I've done these, but let's see. That's fine. Allow that. Make sure that you allow Google to search. All right, so I've already done that. All right, then pop up a Windows pop up, and so I'll skip this step. And I don't care if I set it to my default browsing right now. Then we're going to start doing some of our advanced Googling, or sometimes you'll hear this called Google dorking. I believe we can do this. Let me see if I can copy this and paste. Copy. Maybe not. Maybe you can't copy and paste. Nope. Okay, so you just have to type this in and title. And so if you go back and read through your chapter, you can see exactly what we're doing. We're looking for a website that in the title of the website has the word hacking. And then more specifically, we're looking for that site to be from ecouncil.org. We'll press enter, and then we'll get results. Your results may vary slightly from what you see in the instruction guide, just because of when it was done, what changes Google's made to their algorithm, things that pop up. Okay, so we do that, and you get an example screenshot, and now we can hit back button. And so you'll go continue through there. I'm not going to do the entire lab on this video, but I'll take a quick pause and I'll pick right back up on another part of the lab. This is a neat issue that you may come across. So I'm down on step 16 and I'm looking for related, related www.ecouncil.org. I hit enter, and Google is trying to make sure that I'm really a human doing this, because it's not always humans that do this, so you might get some of these. Okay, so then I get my results that I was looking for in step 16. But that's just something that you could come across as you're going through and doing your advanced Googling or Google dorking. Okay, and now we're on to task 2 of module 2, and we're going to try to extract the company's data using a web data extractor. So, okay, I was having some issues with the installed version of the web data extractor that is currently on the machine. So earlier when I go to the tools and here and web spiders, web data. Okay, so it's giving me a recent file that installed the 8.3 version. I'm going to try this just as just to see if this works instead. Okay, so I'm going to try to see if I can download this version. Okay, and let's try to run this and see if we can go through the instructions that are with our iLabs. Let's see if this works any better. I think when I was using the 8.3 version, one of my issues is it didn't include any of the search engines. So I'm looking at their website, and it's supposed to include 18 popular search engines. But I know when I was running it in the lab here, that part was blank. So I'm just going to try to kind of double back and use the old version. So I'm going to go ahead and launch that. And hopefully we'll get something that looks like this, and we'll see what we can figure out. All right, so we'll say new session, and I will go through here.
My starting URL will be https www.surgehacker.com. Okay, I'll leave that. We'll do this. Okay.
So we'll say start. And yeah, I'm getting way more results. I can just already see than I was getting earlier. Okay, so it's still running, but we can go ahead and start taking a look at our results as it's still running. So you can click on this results tab, and now I have these other options that we selected to look for. So we look for metadata. Let me see if I can make this a little bit larger. We can see where these things came from. We can see the titles of the pages, the descriptions of the pages. And so if you see something that's blank, what I am going to take that as that metadata wasn't filled out when the page was created. So not that it's necessarily missing it, but we're getting much more information here, and it kind of is showing us what we were expecting based on the example that it was giving us to go on. It should show us the different email addresses that it's carved out of there. And so this could be useful to figure out different email addresses associated with your target. This is a large number of phone numbers. And so let's see what we can figure out through here. As we go through, I wonder if I can copy that. And then what if I pasted this in here? It's not letting me paste that. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Uncheck all. I want just the URL. Copy. Let's see what it copied. Let me just open Notepad. Paste that. Okay, so it's just the one. Okay, so let me go back to Firefox and paste that in here and just see. Yeah, so it's finding information in there that I can't just access directly looking at at this. So I wonder how they're doing that. Okay. But we can see lots of different phone numbers, and perhaps all of these aren't phone numbers. Like these are NIST documents, but there's something in here that's come back as a phone number. I'm not sure what they're using, if they're using some sort of pattern matching, but it looks like it's getting all the phone numbers plus lots of potentially false positives. Can I sort based on this? I could export it to a CSV and then start doing some additional sorting. So same thing, fax, it's giving me some information. We can see the different links. This could be really good for us to try to complete the rest of a path. So I'm just going to, let's see, selected rows, single line, it should be URL. Okay, so copy that. So I should be able to go directly to this page. Let's try this. Paste and go. It didn't go. Let's see. It didn't copy the whole path. Docs 922.990. Docs 922.920. Was that it? Let me see if I typed that wrong. 990. Okay. And so I was able to get this link that I don't know if I would be given a link to get there otherwise. I think this will work. I was playing with this earlier. And so this does give me some of those. And so you can see I was able to get to that. But all of these links plus more were also found using this crawler or data extractor. Domain, I told it to stay just in that one domain. Okay. So that is, again, a good way to get some additional information or do a decently complete crawl of a company's website. So it's still going. It says sites processed 55 of 78. And so it's been about 7 minutes now. And so we can see the results have pretty much stopped coming in. But we're getting much more results, or I'm getting much more results on this go around than I found the first go around when I was using the newer version of this web data extractor. So, okay. Again, we're on a trial, but for what we're doing for right now, this is all we need. All right, so we should be able to move on to task 3. Okay, so we're going to do some whois lookups. So let's see if I can close this out. All right, we'll go to here, and we'll go to well, that's convenient. Go to whois.domaintools.com, press enter. Now enter a domain or IP address. And so we're going to look up www.certifiedhacker.com. Search that. Again, it's going to ask me if I'm a robot. I guess I'm acting very robotic today. And I'm not great at these captchas sometimes, it seems. Oh, maybe I got that one. Okay. Okay, so once we go through this, I think we covered this in the classroom recently. But what we can see is we can see all of the contact information for the the website. Again, with the understanding that you can pay for private registration. So what is private registration? Let's see. Domain private registration. So for a price, you can make who owns the website private. And so if you go through Network Solutions, which is one possible registrar, you can pay $10 per year per domain, is what they're advertising here, to essentially hide your information from people that are trying to identify who's the owner of this website. So they give a really quick explanation here. Without private registration, you need to provide your real name. And if you don't provide your real name, you try to provide a fake name. Many of the domain registries, they will come back and, if they spot that you're doing that, they will force you to correct it, or they might get rid of your domain. So you have to provide your information, including email address, phone number, address, first and last name, and some additional information. If you pay that around $10 per year, then it looks like some company, who knows who the company is. So we'll say Perfect Privacy, a completely anonymous email address, a physical address that probably leads to just a privacy company, and a phone number that, again, doesn't lead to you personally or even your business. So you get the option to make a small investment and have private registration. So not everybody opts for it. And so knowing that you can do a who is still a great option to get some additional information. Looks like this one did opt for it. So if we look at what I was just looking at, they opted for it. So let me continue on and see what we're supposed to be looking for in here. Okay, well, that's it. So that gets us through all of Lab 1, and we can move on to Lab 2. All right, I'm going to stop the video here since it's a bit long. Thanks.